Pakai HP aku aja, weh. Ya.
Kamu pesertanya?
Ya, aku pesertanya juga. Boleh pakai Bi?
Boleh.
Ya.
Well, next participant number 3 boys category. The stage is yours.
Apa sudah siap?
Sure, right?
Oke.
Ini,
Oke.
Jay, can you hear me now?
Ya.
Everyone! We often say that honesty is the best policy, but it is still the best policy when it costs us something. When telling the truth could get you into trouble. When admitting mistakes could make you look weak. When being honest could mean losing someone's approval. Would you still choose the truth? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? I hope you all doing well, and if you not, don't worry, you only have to listen to me for the next few minutes. And before anything else, let me see a show of hands. Who here has had breakfast this morning? Just two? I appreciate the honesty, but not concerned. You guys should eat first. Okay, but seriously though, how is everyone feeling today? Because standing in front of a crowd like this can make anyone nervous, including me. I'm literally shaking right now. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Respected judges, honorable teachers, and my fellow students and participants, my name is Haris Ahmad Abdul Rahim. I'm an 11th grader on MA Persis Tarogo, and today I would like to talk about the value of honesty when it costs us something. And by the end of this speech, I hope you all will finally understand why honesty is still worth choosing even when it comes at a cost. Okay, let me take a break for a bit. Woo! It was nerve-wracking, isn't it? Okay, let's start. From a very young age, we all thought that honesty is a virtue. So we should ask ourselves a more difficult question. Do we value honesty because it is right, or only when it is convenient? To this day, many people still think that honesty simply means not lying. No. Honesty is much deeper than that. It is telling the truth even when it is uncomfortable. It is admitting your weaknesses instead of pretending to be perfect. It is taking responsibilities instead of making excuses. Why does that matter? Anyways, you guys might ask. And that's because honesty does not only shape who we are, it also shapes how others see us. Honesty is just one of the many foundations of trust. Every friendship, family, household, and every community, all of them depend on trust, which takes years to build but seconds to destroy. And yes, telling the truth often hurts both parties. I'd even go as far to say that telling the truth will always hurt both parties. Even so, while telling the truth may hurt in the moment, lies often create even greater problems in the future. If we only tell the truth when it benefits us, then we are not really being honest. We are simply being convenient. Does that mean honesty requires us to tell the truth in every single situation? Not necessarily. No. Even in Islam, which places great importance on honesty, there are carefully limited situations where speaking other than the literal truth is permitted. For example, to reconcile two people who are in conflict, between spouses to preserve harmony, or during war as a matter of strategy. These exceptions are never about escaping responsibility or protecting our own image. They exist to prevent greater harm or to preserve peace. However, that does not mean saying everything that comes to mind bluntly. Absolute honesty is not what we want. I mean, my goodness, you look ugly this morning. That's not necessary, is it? Honesty without kindness can become cruelty. Just as kindness without honesty can become deception. The truth should be spoken with wisdom, respect, and compassion. And by the way, that was just an example. You look absolutely beautiful today, okay? That's all. Sorry about that. And let's continue. Being honest with others can be difficult, but being honest about our own mistakes is even harder. When we fail, our first instinct is to make excuses. It was me. It wasn't my fault. I didn't mean to. I understand that excuses may protect our pride in the moment, but they never improve our character. Real honesty begins when we can simply say, I was wrong. In fact, this very speech has become a lesson for me before I even stood here. When I was preparing for this competition, I was supposed to send the script for this speech to my coach before midnight. Guess what? I didn't. I fell asleep. When I woke up, our first instinct was to make excuses. My first instinct was to make excuses. I wanted to blame the person I had been talking to the night before that had spent most of my energy and time, and I could have just said that they were the reason I missed the deadline. But then, I realized something. They actually never forced me to stay. Missing the deadline was entirely my responsibility. So instead of making more excuses, I immediately jumped out of bed, finished the speech, and sent it to my coach as soon as possible, even though nobody would have questioned my excuse. It is often that these ordinary moments that test whether we're truly being honest or simply pretending to be one. Okay, let's go back one paragraph for a bit. Sorry about that long story. Those three words, I was wrong, are hard to say. Yet they are a great step towards becoming a better person. By admitting our mistakes, we choose to be responsible of what we've done. And that is also one step closer to being an honest person. The more we choose responsibility over excuses, the less we need excuses in the first place. Some people say that the hardest person to be honest with is ourselves. It's easy to blame circumstances or environment. It is easy to blame or ignore our weaknesses or convince ourselves that we are doing enough. The truth is, none of that changes reality. Only when we face the truth as it is and stop making excuses can we finally begin to understand ourselves more clearly. Be honest with yourself. See yourself as who you truly are, because you cannot change what you face in the mirror. I've tried this myself actually for the past 2 years to live honestly. It never made life easier. In fact, it made it harder. It didn't protect me from being treated unfairly. There were moments when I was mocked, moments when staying silent seemed like the easiest way out. But the thing is, that is exactly where honesty reveals its true value. I'm not standing here because honesty always worked in my favor, but because even when it didn't, it kept me true to myself. I'd rather face the consequences of the truth rather than spend my whole life defending a lie. For a temporary advantage, it is not worth sacrificing the person we choose to be. Sorry to surprise you. This is my habit. When honesty pushes you to hardship, endure it. Wrongdoing may seem unstoppable for a while, but it doesn't last forever. If people cannot bring justice, God can. Our part is to hold on to what is right, even when doing so is difficult. So let me leave you with the same question I asked from the very beginning. When telling the truth gets you into trouble, when admitting mistakes make you look weak, when being honest means losing someone's approval, would you still choose the truth? I hope your answer is yes, because honesty may not always protect our pride or protect us from consequences or make our life easier, but because honesty gives us something that a comfortable life never could, and that is the ability to stand by our own words, our own choices, and ultimately ourselves. Thank you for listening. I've been Haris. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Haris, for your wonderful.
Oh,
Wow.
can I take my phone now?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a good one.